Well, let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the local bourse that has seen quite volatile movements today. Of course, it did get quite a positive handover from the Asian markets. This is as retail sales, industrial production and fixed asset management in China for the first 2 months of the year surprising to the upside, although we did see that the property sector still remains under pressure, still remains a dark spot there as we saw investment in real estate falling. Of course, the JSE was trading slightly higher throughout most of the day, about a third higher. But we did see it closing off the session in the red, with the all-share declining more than 0.75%. We do see the Resources 10 complex carrying the bulk of those losses, slumping more than 1%. The Financial 15 there with a loss just shy of 1%. Industrial 25 with a decline of 0.25%. Let's check in on what is happening stateside, and on that front, investors eyeing the Fed's interest rate decision next week that will this week coming out on Wednesday. Of course, the Fed starts its March monetary policy meeting tomorrow. It does last 2 days, so we'll have that decision out on a Wednesday evening. The markets, they're pricing in the Fed keeping interest rates unchanged. A sea of green to start off the week there. S&P 500 up almost 1%. The tech-heavy Nasdaq climbing almost 1.5%, and a boost on the Dow of almost 0.5%. Let's take a look at what is happening in the European markets, and over there we do see the European markets deciding to trade in the red, as you are seeing the S&P 500 declining by 0.1%. The CAC 40 declining by almost 0.33%, and the DAX slightly down almost 0.1%. Let's take a look at what is happening on the currency scene, and we start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies, and quite a lot of weakness there being experienced by the rand, over 1% against the major currencies there, now just under 19 rand against the US dollar, something we haven't seen in a while, against the pound at 24 rand 15, and against the euro at 20 rand 65. Let's check in on how the other currency pairs are doing, starting off with the euro dollar that has remained steady at 1.08, the pound dollar at 1.27, and the yen just above 149 against the US dollar.